Hello everyone, give me just a few minutes. Let me get everything situated over here so I can actually read your comments. Hey Elizabeth. Hey Jocelyn. Okay, hi Chris. So there is one of our, a few of our viewers have asked us to show how to do eyelash extensions, to put on eyelashes. So I have decided that I'm going to do that for you today. So some updates really quick. I know that Jocelyn's been kind of holding down the fort for us for a couple of weeks, and I want to say thank you so much for doing that, Joss. You are my hero, and I love you so much. Let me just say this. I've been kind of sick. Some of you know that. Some of you kind of had some information and some didn't, just some basic knowledge that I've been unable to be online with Jocelyn. So she's been kind of holding down the fort for us. We have some updates. I have a whole slew of awesome diagnoses to acknowledge now. I was having, I had about 15 seizures in about 4 days. So I spent some time in the hospital for them to try and figure that out. They have come up with some ideas, but they want to do more testing. They're also working around some major migraine issues as well. So things have just kind of been rather difficult for me lately, but I really have missed you guys so much, and the love and the camaraderie that Jay and I have been getting from you guys has just been everything for me. I do apologize. I tried to put some makeup on. I didn't want to put a whole lot on today, but I did try to cover up these extremely dark circles before I jumped on here, but I did not win today. Thank you, Elizabeth. I love you. So please forgive the dark circles under my eyes. At some point, I think that makeup can only do so much, especially when your body is just kind of depleted. I do have some chronic illnesses that I'm dealing with too. So at some later date, we may go over some of those things and how to work with chronic illnesses and how to still be normal, because I think that that's an important thing to do. Because so many of my friends and family have chronic illnesses, and they are invisible illnesses. People don't know that you're sick until you have like a seizure. Then it's like, oh wait, there's something wrong with you. If you have friends or family who are battling invisible illnesses like fibromyalgia, EDS, Crohn's disease, let them know that they're not alone and to reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to do whatever I can to help them through that, because that's, I believe, part of my journey is to help other people who are going through what I've been going through. So with that being said, I came home and my internet went out. So I had planned on doing this video a couple days ago, but then the internet went out and I was not able to do a live video. So we finally got them back out and we now have internet. Yay! Woohoo! Yeah! So if you are just joining us just now, welcome to the Menopausal View. Greetings and salutations. So we are two beautiful menopausal women who love to help lighten the mood and help you through your dramas, whatever they are, whether it be invisible illnesses or menopause or men or whatever. That's what we're here for, is to help you through that and to enjoy life and have fun with it. We also like to talk smack, we like to do makeup, and we like to cook. Well, Jocelyn likes to cook. I like to eat. So we'll just leave it at that. If you are joining us and you are a professional makeup artist, I welcome your input, but I will not accept disrespect. So please note that. And I'm going to show you how I put on my eyelashes today. So before we get started, I am going to do a shout out to my new next door neighbor, Renee Spencer, who gifted me with some Mary Kay mascara when my mascara went missing, and there was much drama involved. Much drama. I'm not saying that somebody took it. I'm just saying it was here and now it's not. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm just going to say that. Okay? It was here and now it's not. And I am not seeing your comments down here, so I'm not sure if you are saying things to me and I can't see it. I apologize. For some reason, maybe it's because I did a watch party or something. I don't know. So, give it to me, Lord. I did, and I still don't have it. I'm kind of disappointed in that. But I did get some mascara from my awesome neighbor who decided to save me, and now I have mascara. So I've done some basic, very simple makeup just to make me not look dead, and I was trying to cover up the dark circles, but I evidently did not do a very good job of the dark circles. Either that or it's just the lighting. I'm not sure which, because I'm in a different place. I'm kind of a little bit further back. I wonder. Yeah, that didn't help. I still look like I have a black eye over here, so I apologize for that. Okay, so really quick, I'm just going to put slap on some mascara. Now, some people do put on their mascara after they put on their eyelashes, and that is perfectly fine. However, I reuse my eyelashes, so I do not tend to put mascara on after I put my eyelashes on. So I try to make them as reusable as I possibly can. So that is why I don't do it afterwards unless they're a hot mess. But usually I just take them off and redo them. So let me tell you a little story about how I learned how to do my eyelashes. So back in, I want to say 2015, I was in a place where I was trying to figure out who I wanted to be when I grew up. I had started selling a cosmetic company of Beauty Society. And let me just say this, if you haven't tried Beauty Society makeup, you are seriously missing out, as I put on Mary Kay mascara. Beauty Society has some of the most amazing skincare that I've ever put on my face. I have recently stopped selling anything at this point simply due to health issues and time management, and the menopausal view has kind of taken over my world in a very, very positive and good way. So not being tied down to one cosmetic company to do the menopausal view has been a big part of that decision not to go back into selling direct sales with cosmetics. So I can talk about all the cosmetics out there, not just one. Hey, Kiana. I'm working on it. I'm still working on it. So I'm trying to stay upbeat and positive about it. I'm out of the hospital, so I think that in itself is a good yay me thing. Okay, so I got a pair of wispy eyelashes, demi wispy eyelashes. So I decided, normally, since I reuse my eyelashes, I don't normally go through all of the steps that I'm going to show you, but I wanted you guys to be able to see how to start and how to finish with your eyelashes. So the first thing you have to do is, when they are glued on like this, you have to be very careful when you take them off. Otherwise, you can lose all the eyelashes when you do it. So taking them off by the corner and using a pair of tweezers, I take them off at the corner and I very, very gently lift them off. Okay. Now, if you look, it has glue on it. I do not care for this glue. So I tend to take the glue off. That little white junk on there, it makes it glumpy. Is that a word, glumpy? If it's not a word, I think we should add it to our dictionary, Jocelyn. Glumpy. Glumpy is now a word. I have deemed it so. So first thing I need to figure out is whether or not these eyelashes are going to fit my eyes. I tend to have smaller eyes than normal people. Now, Jocelyn has huge, mungus, enormous eyes. Like, they are huge, enormous, mungus. Hey, Tiffany. So usually these things are not even big enough for her eyeballs. So I'm just going to see if these need to be cut. So these are still a little bit long for me. Glumpy, yes. And if you notice, it's in sections. So I'm going to take the last section on the fuller side, okay? Sorry, fuller right here, on the longer side. Because you don't want your eyelashes to be all big right here in the front. That's just, you want it a more natural, gradual pull on it. Now, when we did the makeup with help me out, Jocelyn. When we did the drag makeup with Bella Nicole, she said to take it off with the other end, the shorter end, because you want that more dramatic look, but that's not the direction we're going. So I'm going to take the first section off, and now this eye tends to run smaller than this eye on me, not necessarily for anybody, so I'm going to take the next little teeny tiny section off too, just to make sure that it's going to fit. And we should be good. Now, the next thing you need to do is you need to hold it up. Hold what up, baby? The eyelashes. All I did was cut it. So the next thing we need to do is we're going to roll the lashes to get them some natural curve to them, because otherwise they don't fit on your eyeball correctly. And it's a lot of poking and jabbing, and you don't want to do that. So you can see where I cut it. Okay. All right. So if you look, am I too close? So now focus. So this end is the longer end, and that's the end that I cut it from. This is the shorter end, and that's where you want it to stay more natural. See how it kind of has a sloping down? The longer end obviously goes in the outer corner, and the smaller end goes in the inner corner. So back when I was trying to figure out what I was going to do when I grew up, I decided to take makeup classes online because I was trying to find classes to get certified, and you can't get certified in Ohio unless you're a cosmetologist. However, if you are published as a makeup artist 3 times in Ohio, you can then consider yourself a freelance makeup artist. And I have been published in numerous magazines, locally, statewide, tri-state, nationally, and internationally. So I have been published several times, but I am in no way, shape, or form a makeup expert. I learn every day. I continue to watch people every day and learn from them. There are some people out there who are amazing. So I know just enough to be really, really dangerous and to have fun with it and to help other women with small things that they are trying to overcome and be themselves and really put themselves out there when they are trying to focus on that. My thing that I enjoy doing most is kind of like a makeover from head to toe. So anyway, back to the story. I contacted someone who was having a fashion show, and I talked about her a couple times on this show, Miss Angie Nikki Rivers, and I told her that I was looking to do makeup for her group, who had a fashion show coming up, and I had not really done a lot with putting on false eyelashes, and that was the one thing when I was there humping around trying to get everybody's makeup on and trying to do my, get my own makeup on because I ended up being a model in that show. The getting people's eyelashes on was the main thing, that everybody needed eyelashes, and there was nobody there who really, there was only a couple of makeup artists there who could do it, and they just didn't have time to get to like all 40 or 50 models to do it. So after that, I was running for the Miss Ohio Plus America pageant, and I did not have a makeup artist that was going to be able to go with me to do my makeup for the show, for the pageant. So I was like, I'm going to have to learn how to do my own eyelashes in order for me to not have to pay someone to do my makeup for me. So every day I put my false eyelashes on. I did not care if it took me an hour to do it, and I had to take them off 47 times every day. Every single day I put my false eyelashes on, and some days it did take me an hour. So I'm using Ardell. I don't know if you can see that. Ardell. It's a quicker drying, so you don't really have to do that whole wait 2-minute thing and let it get tacky thing. But I do stick it on my hand to get any excess off so it doesn't get into my eyeball. Now, I'm going to go as close to the inner corner of my eye as I can possibly get without going into my corner of my eye. And I'm going to kind of place it in the middle of my eyelashes. And then I'm going to go over into the corner here. And then to the outer corner. And I am not putting these directly on my eyelashes. I'm putting them on my eyelid, as close to my eyelashes as I can get them. And then I'm kind of smushing them down to my eyelashes. And now I'm just going to kind of push up on this end. While it's still drying. Let's see if I can get close enough for you to see this. I don't know if you can see that or not, or if it's all blurry. So if you've got your eyelashes and they come all the way to this corner, you've got kind of a droop, and it's going to make your eyes sag down. So you want to make sure that you bring the eyelashes, the end of the eyelashes are not all the way to the corner of my eye, they're up here. and that's gonna lift the corner of my eye rather than let it drag down. And then I'm gonna push it up a little bit, and it's gonna give that more of an uplifted tilt to it, okay? And now I'm gonna go back to the next eye. And when I was learning how to do my mascara, my eyelashes, I tell you what, this eyeball was the bane of my existence. I could never get it to go on straight, and this eye always watered because this is my allergy eye. I have allergy eye, okay? Not eyes, eye. Thank you, Elizabeth. So now I'm gently taking off the next one, okay? Now if you see towards the top, that's the longer end, and towards the bottom is the skinnier end. And I'm going to clip the end just like I did before. If you ladies are still on here, if you wouldn't mind sharing the video so we can get some more posts, some more people joining us. So one of the things that I wanted to kind of touch base with really quick today is winter blues. Is anyone here going through like the winter blues, drab, Christmas is over, the holidays are over, it's the beginning of a new year, everybody's on a diet. You know, the stress of the diet, the stress of going back to school, the stress of, you know, just trying to get your life back together, and New Year's resolutions. And you know, falling short of what you think that where you think you should be and where you actually are. Thank you, Victoria. So what I wanted to talk about, and my glue did not stick on this. I left it off too long. So it is not sticking to my eye, and I apologize for that. So let me try this one more time, and my eye is watering. So that's not helping. So Joss, do you mind if I kind of sort of share what we talked about last night? Not in detail, but just kind of that we talked, I guess. I guess I've already told people that we talked last night. So, I will be honest with you. What is the word that everybody says? Totally transparent here. So I'm going to be totally transparent here after I get this eyelash on, because I'm going to let it dry again and then I won't get it on. So, hang on. Middle of the eye, closer to this end. And my eye might be watering way too much for it to work today. I always keep these on hand. They are called bullet applicators or bullet Q-tips. And they are everything when it comes to doing your makeup, because they have this point and it can help you with getting your eyelashes on and making sure that the glue doesn't get in your eyeball like I just did. Because I put so much on after it getting wet. And I am still having trouble with this sticking on here. So there we have it. We have two eyes. Two eyes. So, anyway, after I got out of the hospital, I was extremely stressed out. My secondary insurance canceled me because I am disabled. And evidently, I don't know what's going on with that, why I was singled out for losing my secondary insurance. It was through a pension through my husband who passed away. And so I went into panic mode. I thought that I was going to be able to replace my secondary insurance, but I found out that I was not able to do so. So I had to change my primary insurance, which is Medicare. And I had to go through an Advantage plan. And I was told that a lot of things would be much better, much cheaper. And it turns out that that is not the case. They also said that all my doctors would be covered, and so far one has been covered, and I have about 47 of them. So I have been in this very difficult place with dealing with financial matters, and on top of being very sick and having the seizures and stuff. And I was spiraling. I'll be honest with you. I have been spiraling with being so sick and not able to have fun with my life like I am. Beat the Jen that everybody knows and loves. And it was so funny. I had spent almost the entire day crying, and I get this phone call, and it's Jocelyn. And I always pick up when it's Jocelyn. Anybody else, I'm just like, no, I'm not going to answer. I don't know. I just don't do it. But when it's Jocelyn, I do. And just having a conversation with someone who you love and who loves you back and is just as crazy as you are, maybe even a little tiny bit more crazy than you are, it can change the whole, not just your whole day, but it can flip the switch back to getting you back to who you are and reminding you of your purpose and what you're here for and what you're meant to do with your life. And it's not like we talked about necessarily like that deep of a conversation, but just having that person who can say, all right, girl. And it wasn't even, it was just random conversation. But it was just enough. It made me laugh, and laughing can turn the tables in any situation. Just that laughter just kind of switched that switch back on for me. And I cannot say thank you enough, Jocelyn. I cannot say thank you enough to our viewers who have been praying for me and who have been joining us on our videos. Some of you guys are like, bam, on it. Every time we go live, you are right there, and you are our biggest supporters, and you make sure that everybody knows that we're live, and you are the reason why we keep doing this. And I cannot tell you thank you enough. But with everything that I've been going through, Elizabeth, I am so glad you have a BFF to go to, because BFFs are everything. And I think a lot of my BFFs are kind of going through things right now. And so I am always the one that's trying to help them. So I have a really hard time asking for help myself. And so instead, I'm going to go national and tell everybody what's going on in my life. Hey, Sarah. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to share with you if you don't know about it. I know that I am not the only one that's going through some major drama right now. And it's Lisa, we'll be your BFF, baby girl. I know that the season is kind of part of it. You know, it's cold outside, the snow, it's hard to get out, the winter blues, so to speak, the shorter days, you know, there's not as much activity, there's not as much hustle and bustle because it's not the summer. People are on vacations in the summer, and during the winter, people are here. We're going to school, we're going to work. It's very doldrums. So I wanted to point out there's a couple of options, some things that you may not have been aware of. If you go to Meetup, it's an app that you can download. Meetup has all kinds of social gatherings, socials, things that you can get involved in, many of them that don't have any cost to them. Yes, Sarah. Meetup has a lot of like clubs. It's a great way to join and get out there and meet new people and socialize. So I recommend Meetup. There's also networking groups. Jocelyn, my better half, actually has a networking group called ALMI, A-L-M-I, Aligning Like-Minded Individuals. She has a networking group. We actually are meeting on the 20th, which is a Sunday. If you'd like more information, I'll post it below, or Jocelyn can do it now. If you would like to join us, if you are local here in the Cincinnati area and would like to come and meet and hang out, that would be great. We would love to meet you in person if we don't already know you in person. But it's a great way to meet other people and get connected and build relationships. A lot of the people who do networking groups are usually self-employed business owners, but some people just kind of join them to just connect with other people and meet people. Another thing that I wanted to suggest, there are several apps and music online through apps that are meditational, and there's one that I should have written it down before I jumped on here, but I didn't, that is supposed to be scientifically created to put you in a meditative state, and meditation is one of the most important. It's one of the most healthy ways to get your brain and your body and your spirit all aligned. That's true. Sarah, that is true. There's also an organization called the Legacy Group. The Legacy Group helps people who are transitioning out of positions, especially career-oriented positions, and helps them recreate themselves to figure out what the next step is when they come out of a career-oriented situation. Right around here we have GE, and they work with a lot of GE professionals who have come out of GE who are looking to transition into another line of work. So that's another another option that they can look into. There's there's an app that I wanted to introduce you to. If you go online to your app store, it's called HemiSync, HEMI-SYNC. HemiSync is something that I learned about at Whatever Works Wellness Center in Silver. It's down past the Kenwood Mall. Yeah. I should be an HR manager. I've kind of done a little bit of that. But what I do, Sarah, actually is I'm a connector. I connect people to people because that's what I do. I know everybody, and if I don't know people, I figure out how to meet them, and I try to connect people. So thank you for that, Sarah. I take that as a very huge compliment. Thank you. Anyway, HemiSync. Back to HemiSync. HemiSync at Whatever Works Wellness Center is where I learned about this. in Silverton. That's what it is, in Silverton. If you're local to Cincinnati area, it's over towards, it's past the Kenwood Mall if you're going south. If you're coming north, it's obviously before then. But it's on 70, off of 71, or Montgomery Road. It's off of Montgomery Road. And if you love dogs, they have dogs. Anyway, but check them out. They have CDs that you can actually purchase, or you can go on your app on your phone and download it from your app. HemiSync, what it does is it connects your left and right brain spheres and goes into all the waves, like the alpha, beta, omega waves. I don't know what they are. And it hits chords in each one of them, and so it finds a new way to like rewire your brain. So just listening to that, and they have like guided meditations. So some of those things might be very beneficial to you, especially during this time of the year, when people are struggling to financially keep their head above water. You know, whatever the situation is, this is something that can be a big benefit to you. So I urge you to just like check it out. I'm not endorsed by anyone with any of this that we just talked about today. So these are just things that I have used that have worked for me. Also, I know I'm gonna throw this on out there. I'm just gonna say this. A therapist. I used to think that telling people that you see a therapist, it's one of those things where people can say, oh, I knew there was something not right about you. I know it. I've heard that a lot. But here's the thing. I have discovered that you have not become someone unless you have a therapist. Also a chef. And I have a chef, Chef Anthony. I don't know. You may be meeting him soon. If you haven't, go to the Jen Quinn Show here on Facebook. Chef Anthony was on the Jen Quinn Show with me. He was our chef. So I have a chef and I have a therapist and I have a roved, and so there. So those are a couple things that I hope that will help you through the doldrums of the season. And thank you so much for joining me. Please share our videos, like and share our page. We are getting close to 2,000 likes on our page. Once we reach 2,000 likes, we have a Sephora gift card to give away. And since we give away something every single episode, if you would like a pair of free eyelashes, you're going to have to like and share our page. Make sure you like this video. You will have to make sure that you make it public so that we will know that you have shared, and then type done at the bottom so that we know that you did that. And I hope to see you at the Almi meeting on Sunday. If not, I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful, well, I'll be back soon. Actually, I'm coming back right after this, because guess what? I gotta tell you guys something. I'm so freaking excited. I have here two boxes of jewelry that I'm gonna be opening live. So if you want to check out my new jewelry, I'm just saying, if you want to check out the new jewelry, you have to come back. So I'm going to finish this up, find me something to drink, and I'll be back in just a couple minutes. I have a masseuse too. That's true. Jocelyn, you are absolutely right. We have to have a masseuse. You have to have a massage therapist or masseuse, a therapist, and you also have to have a chef. So unless you have all three, you haven't roved. Okay? Okay? I have a roved, and I'm pretty. So there's that. All right. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned how to get your eyelashes on. Yeah. So thank you so much, and stay fabulous. Come back. I'll be right back.